Arroz con sardinas. In essence, is sardines, canned sardines. You have to make sure they are the ones with the water, not the tomato sauce, not the oil. No, you want the one with the water, and you drain the water out. Trying to get the good ones. I have a combination of both cans, very good versus the average. Rice, I have about whatever amount of rice you need. I have about a cup and a quarter, maybe a cup and a half. You need water clearly, and I have some vegetables here: corn, peas. I have some French beans, saffron optional, salt, and extra virgin olive oil. Also going to need some smoked paprika and some turmeric. Pot, water, high heat, and I'm going to put the rice. Let me distribute this correctly. Let me see how much more water I have. Set about this much more, which is fine. Letting the heat run for a little bit. Let me actually put a couple drops of oil. And in addition to that, just a little bit of turmeric and a little bit of the smoked paprika. It's about a quarter teaspoon of each. If you have some saffron, grab some strings and smash it in your finger and just put them there. Starting to boil. So what you're going to do, you're going to cover it, reduce the heat to medium, and let it cook. French beans you can use, green beans too. They're too long, so let me get my knife. Let me cut the edges. And let me make them a little bit shorter. It's about 10 minutes or so. No important the time. What important is that the water evaporated, became steam. So what you're going to do, you're going to stir this or move it a little bit. You don't go crazy. From the bottom, lift, drop. That it's not ready. Let me reduce the heat to a couple notches below medium. Lift down. See how grainy? But it's not ready. You want it to cook about 3 more minutes, okay? Cover up. 3 more minutes. 3 minutes later. There is. One more stir. See how grainy and nice? And get it out of the heat, okay? I was going to use the cast iron, but I need something bigger so I can show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to use the one that typically cook my paella with. Doesn't matter, just use a pan. I have the pan heating. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit, that's about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon. And a pinch. I have it right now medium high. I can reduce it to a couple notches above medium. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to get these French beans, las judías, like they say in Spain, las judías. Going to get them to familiarize, to befriend the other vegetables. Get those greens flowing, huh? Going to put it on. Why not, huh? Get it, the juices flowing. You can use canned, you can use the frozen one, you can steam them and clean it up and get it out. Doesn't matter. What it matters is that you making something delicious regardless. What I'm going to do now, after a few seconds of getting this baby to familiarize, is I had the tomato. I didn't mention it earlier, but you got a tomato, you grate it. That I don't use canned. This is a small tomato. And you're going to get the flavor mix. Let's put a tiny bit of salt. And I'm going with refined salt, by the way. Just a little bit. You don't go crazy. Just a little bit. A small paprika don't go nowhere. This is about 1/4 of a teaspoon. It's a half a teaspoon. So you have those colors and all that kind of stuff start mixing. But you just do this for a few seconds, okay? After about a minute, starting to dry a little bit, which is good. You don't want this soupy. You don't want it soupy. So I'm going to get some of the actual sardines, and I'm going to put them there. Not all, just some, because I'm going to keep a few. I'm going to keep these 3 for another purpose I'm going to show you. So what I do, let's mix this flavor. They're going to break up a little. That's what I want. Because I want the rice to get this flavor. And this sardine to start absorbing some of these juices. Oh, it smells so good. See how it's looking? Few seconds, right? Now it comes the magic. Medium heat. The rice. Let's introduce the rice. I'm not using a different method of preparing this, making things efficient, so you don't have a sticky mess. You know what I mean? So your food looks delicious and tastes delicious. So here it comes. And I'm going to mix this baby together. Look at this baby. Let me reduce the heat a little bit more. Couple notches below lower. And do this for a few seconds because you want to add the flavors mix, okay? See how grainy? And now that you have it mixed it up, let's bring, because this is already cooked. I just mixing things up. But now it comes something called sardines. And I'm going to put in the top, these ones in particular. The ones that save for the final touch, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it here. You see my hands? Who cares? Who cares? Like if gloves is going to make a difference when you're using the glove to touch everything. I always wash your hands though. So I put it there. And the key thing is this. For the last minute or so, you're going to cover this because you want that little steam and whatever to go up and get that sardine that you put on top. Okay? Let's do this for a minute or two, and then you're going to be done. A minute or so later, look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. See how grainy the rice is? I even made it look like paella. But in reality, all this was simplified the method to ensure everything cooked nicely. I'm not going blind here.